Good morning, students. We will give 5 minutes until the other partners enter the class. We will start at 7:05. Good morning, students. I excuse myself. I was having some trouble, but I'm here right now. And I will give the class and then send it to the students because, well, some of the students couldn't be here today. So I will put the presentation and I'll start with the class. Okay. So here it is. This is this course, the pedagogical practice in an environment, and this is the lesson plan. I mean, not the lesson plan, but the presentation that we will be having for today. The contents for today, it will be the lesson plan overview and the course information, the learning objectives and the timing structure for the class today, the anticipated challenges and contingency planning, the teaching materials and digital resources, the instructional phases and teaching strategies, and the assessment and learning evidence. The first thing is the lesson plan overview and the course information. The course details and learning context. So for the student information, well, my name is Cristal Villar Ledesma. You guys already know me because we've seen each other for these past weeks. This is English 3. Today is April 7th. And the lesson focus for today is expressing abilities and possibilities. The design approach is that, well, the design plan, this lesson plan is designed for an online learning environment and incorporates universal design for learning, UDL, principles to ensure that all students can assess, understand, and demonstrate learning in different ways. The instructor learned about UDL principles in the last semester and is now applying them to support diverse learners in the classroom through strategies that provide multiple means of representation, engagement, and expression. Learning objectives and timing structure. Learning objective and student outcomes. The learning objective for this lesson is that by the end of the lesson, students will know the modal verbs can, could, may, and might used to express abilities and possibilities. Understand that modal verbs help speakers express what they can do and what is possible in different situations, and be able to identify and use modal verbs can, could, may, and might in short sentences about abilities and possibilities. The lesson timing and the pacing schedule for today is the warm-up 10 to 15 minutes, the presentation 20 to 25 minutes, the practice will be 30 to 35 minutes, the production 25 to 30 minutes, and the assessment feedback 10 to 15 minutes. The third thing is teaching materials and digital resources. They teach the materials, the tools, and the platforms required. For the teaching materials, it will be a Canva presentation. Well, at this presentation, a short quiz where students choose the correct modal verb to complete sentences, and students choose the correct modal verb to complete sentences. Students post short sentences about their abilities and possibilities using Padlet. The digital resources will be WordWall, EducaPlay, Agenda Web, and YouTube. The vocabulary focus will be the modal verbs can, could, may, might, and their uses for expressing possibilities. The platforms will be Microsoft Teams. Okay, so to activate prior knowledge. To activate the prior knowledge, the teacher will begin by showing pictures of different activities like swimming, cooking, playing the guitar. Then the teacher will ask simple questions such as, can you swim? Can you play a musical instrument? The students will respond verbally or in the chat to make connections to the topic. Capturing interest. To capture a student's interest, the students will participate in a short discussion in which they choose activities they can do or might learn in the future. Topic preview. To preview the topic, the teacher will present a short slide with example sentences using can, could, may, and might. For example, I can speak English. She might travel tomorrow. So, activated prior knowledge. Can you? I will be asking the students the question, can you swim? Can you cook? Can you play the guitar? Can you skateboard? Can you play football? Can you paint? And they have to answer according to the things that they can do. Right now, this is the activity. Choose 10 activities you can do or might learn in the future. Write them in the chat or share them with the class. The objective of this activity is for students to think about some activities that they feel like they can do or might learn. For example, I can uh, I can ride I can ride a motorcycle. Thinking about something that they can do and or might. I might go to República Dominicana these vacations. I don't know. It's just an example. I can cook, for example. I'm talking about me in this case. I have already two. I can ride a motorcycle, but that's actually not true. It's just an hypothetical scenario. I can I can dance. Um, I can dance salsa. I can bake bread, and I can ride very fastly. Okay, so now I might graduate this year. I might go to Europe the next year. I might travel with my mom to Europe. I might make a party next month. All these are just examples that the students can listen and take in consideration. So they have to write it in the chat and share them with the class. So this is the structure of can, could, may, and might. The structure of these modal verbs is that the first thing that the student has to do is to put the subject, that it can be anything of the verb to be, I, he, she, they, we, it. And the next thing that they have to do is put the modal verb there. In this case is could, but it could be can or may or might. And then the student has to put the verb in the base form. The base verb. I mean, the verb can have any conjugation, can be any different, can be in past, can be in future. No, what they have to do is put it in the base form of the verb with no conjugation. And the next thing that they have to put is the object or the rest of the sentences. I mean the completeness of the sentence. Here we have this example. In the first sentences, you have the subject, can, the modal verb, speak, you have the base verb, and the object, English. You can see all these examples with that first sentence. Now, with the second one, he, you have the subject, could, modal verb, swim, base verb, when he was 5. That is the object of the sentence. Now with this next one. She, you have the subject, may, you have the modal verb, call, you have the base verb, you tomorrow, you have the object. The next one, they, you have the subject, might, you have the modal verb, go, that's the base verb, to the park, that is the object. The rest of the sentence. Okay, and now you have these other examples that explain the same thing all over again. Subject, modal verb, base verb, and object can help us to explain something that we have the ability or possibility to do. That's when we use the word can. For example, I can fix the car. That's something that you can do. You can say to someone, I can fix the car if you don't know anything about cars, or if that's not your job. And now, a possibility, you can call me later. This is a possibility because that's something that you can do later. It's like, hey, yeah, I will be waiting for your call. I will be attentive to what you need to tell me. So you can call me later. And it follows the same structure: subject, modal verb, base verb, and object. Now with the modal verb could help us to explain. Hello, Mari. Okay, now we will continue the class now that we have a student here. So, to continue, may, right, could, sorry, passability and polite possibility. Why passability? Because we're talking about something that the person could do very well in the past. For example, he could run very fast. Él podía correr muy rápido. That's something that happened in the past, and that person cannot do it now. So it's not only for that, but also to explain this. Is to say polite possibility. For example, could you help me? It's something that we use could when we want to be very respectful about something, and we want to be also polite. It's like, could you help me? Could you do this? Could you this? Could you that? Something that we do. May. Now we have the verb may. May is to talk about permission and possibility. We have these examples. We have, may I ask a question? This is permission. May is a very respectful word in English. We use may when we want to be very respectful, very polite. We usually could use may with someone that we just met. Yeah. And to possibility, she may arrive soon. We don't know if this is actually going to happen, but we're saying that she may. Now, the last one, might, possibility. This is also to indicate possibility, but this is different from can because it's not about a possibility like I can do this, but a possibility that something might happen. So here we go. Possibility. He might be late at school. Might. Yeah. And they might call later. So this is possibility, things that could happen. And this is the review of this again. The subject, the can, the could, may, might, the base verb, and the object. Again, subject, can, could, may, might, the base verb, and the object. Okay. Now, this is the topic review. The modal verbs can, could, may, might. Can. We use can to talk about ability and possibility. For example, I can speak. I can speak English. She can play the piano. We can meet after class. Good. We can use it to talk about past possibility and polite possibility. I could swim when I was 5. Could you help me, please? We could go to the park later. May, for the permission and possibility. May I go to the bathroom? She may come to the party. It may rain today. Might, possibility. I might travel tomorrow. He might be late. They might study tonight. Okay, so now it comes the practice phase and the guided learning. The teacher will first model the concept by presenting clear examples and explaining the sentence subject, modal verb, and base verb. Yeah, I already did this. The structured practice, the teacher will guide the students in structured practice by completing short sentences with the correct modal verb, answering orally or in the chat while providing feedback. And then guided practice is that finally the students will ask and answer simple questions about their abilities and possibilities while the teacher supports their learning through this guided practice stage. exercises. And here we have the exercises. Mm-hmm. Here we have the exercise. May and might exercises. Mm-hmm. Here we go with the first ones. The students will have to complete these exercises according to the topic that we've seen today. They have to choose between these possibilities. I will do it. I will do it to some of these as an example for them to do it. And then they could do the rest. She asked if she may have a drink. Why may? Because it's to be polite, to do a polite asking. So a polite request. So she asked is already a question. If she may have a drink. He may have arrived yesterday. Let's see. Can I play? He might. I think it will be he might. Can I play now, Mom? No, you may finish your work. I was afraid. I was afraid that I might be late. You may have gone, you might have gone with them. You may have gone with them. You may not shout in class. I love you, Dad. You may be the best father in the world. So here we go. Here we go. Let's see the check. In this case, I would ask the students to tell me if they think everything is all right, and then we will see the answers, because uh, they will have to tell me what they think the answer they're giving me is the right answer. For example, the one that is you may not shout in class. Why do you think is may and not might? So let's check. Okay, as you can see, your correct is 75%. Some are good, some are not. So this is perfect because now students have to give this. So here it goes. In this case, it will be this, it will be for students to do the correct way. This is a may might test. Okay, so you see. So they have this here. May I help you with your luggage, madam? And next question. It might have been lost forever. Next question. You may not smoke in a lift. You might. Okay. Next question. My car doesn't start, so I might go on foot. I'm answering right now these questions because the student told me that they can be here listening to the class, but they cannot be participating because they are working. Today, they were assigned to work. So usually they aren't. That's why they're always in the class. But for today, the student has to be working. So he's listening, but he cannot participate. She cannot participate. So that's why I'm doing this. My car doesn't start, so I may go on foot or might. What could be the best option here? Well, it could be might. According to the sentences, to these sentences, it could be may because he's talking about something that, hey, I can do now, noticing that my car uh, is not working. So, may. Next question. It will rain soon. You may not, or might not go without an umbrella. Might not. He wasn't there last night. He might be busy. Might be busy. We thought we may go together. Oh, we thought we might go together. Ah, that's true. Thanks. You be the best person I have ever known. You might be the best person I'll ever know. You may. Okay. But that's the point. The point is that the students can see the correct answer and put it in the right way. You may or might not borrow more than three books from the library. So what would it be? You may. Next question. Okay, may I use your glue for just a moment, or might I use your glue for just a moment? Okay, the next one. Only 55 people go on this bus. Might go on this bus, may go on this bus. He admitted that he may not or might not have enough money to buy it. Okay. You may or might be the fastest if you want to win the race. They weren't at home, so they might be eating out. He said they might be interested in it. No more questions. I have finished. Okay. This will be to come back to here to do that reminder. Students, remember the may, permission, possibility, and might, possibility. Right now, we go on to the next exercise. The may and might quiz. They have to choose the correct option here. May versus might quiz. They may be at home because the light is on. They might be at home because the light is on. So according to this, that may is permission and possibility, and might is possibility. Which one would it be? I will ask the students. You borrow my book if you return it tomorrow. You may he might have taken the wrong bus. That would explain the delay. Which one would it be? Don't eat the meat. Eat my might. Okay, you have it. The road is wet. It have rained last night. Students uh, may not enter the lab without permission, or might. She looks very pale. She might be ill. She may be ill. We may go to the cinema later, but we're not sure. We may or might. You may find this exercise a little difficult at first, or you might find this exercise really. You may. Okay. He might call you tonight, but I doubt it. He may call you tonight, but I doubt it. Okay. Now we go ahead. This one. I'm not hungry, but I may have a small snack, or but I might have a small snack. Be careful, the dog may bite you, might bite you. They might arrive in time if they leave now. They might. She may not come to the meeting because she's traveling. She might. He be the one who sent the letter, though I'm not certain. He may, he might. Okay, I got this score. Of course, the point of this is that the students do it again until they get it perfectly, and that they can do this in a way that helps them to reinforce their learnings and the things that they must be doing, and that they try it again as many times as possible until they get the correct way to do it. And that they don't have any flaws, because that would mean that they understand. May and might, right. So here they have to write. Sue is not in his office, so she might, may. I will go and put it, and then we'll see the results at the end. Because this is an activity that the students will have to do by themselves. I will send them the link for this one, so they have to write it. So here it comes. Here it is. I will read the sentences and then I will ask the students to tell me if there is something that they would fix. Sue is not in his office, so she might have gone to lunch. They will have to tell me, yeah, I think it's might, or no, it's may. He said he might go to the party if he finished his work on time. You may not use your phone during the exam. If I had known, I may have brought a gift. You may have called me to say you were running late. He works so hard so that he may succeed in the future. Students may leave the classroom when the bell rings. If the train had been on time, we might have arrived sooner. She was so angry that she might have quit her job. May all your dreams come true. I may not have much money, but I am happy. We should not have left the door open. A bird might have flown in. She might not like the movie, so let's choose something else. And may I borrow your rubber, please? And you're coughing a lot. You might be getting sick. So let's see how many we got. Remember that the point of this is that students can get it fully right. Okay, you see that 3 need to be changed. Okay, here we go with the next one. May and might test. Okay, may and might. What's the difference? Choose the correct forms to complete the sentences below. If you finish your test, you chan chan may leave the classroom, might leave the classroom, and both C and B are correct. What would it be? Hmm? I will give the students some time to review this. I will give them 5 minutes to review them. They will send me their answers through the chat, and then I will see the answers and correct them. So you guys have 5 minutes for that. So from 8-3 to 8-8. Here you goes, you guys. Okay. So 2 minutes more? Okay, 2 minutes more. Okay, so now we will see the correct answer. If you finish your test, you may leave the classroom. They say it may rain this evening. No, you may not have another biscuit. You've already had 6. I think she may be married. She's wearing a ring. The boys are hungry, so I may give the lunch early. He may not go out until he's dead. I think my mother may be angry when I tell her what happened. You may choose any of these options. You might choose any of these options. I think both A and B are correct. Lucy didn't have any wine with her dinner. I think she may be pregnant. Or she might. Sarah may be a bit late for the party because she must visit her mother first. Sarah might. Let's see. This doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be perfect for the students. 3 out of 10 are okay. Great. They can now choose the correct way. And you have the explanation here. Okay. Exercise number 2. They have to choose the correct form for this, for these gaps below. So it comes in the same way. You guys have other 10 minutes to do these sentences. Please send me the correct answers in the chat so I can see them, and then I will select them. Okay, 3 more minutes and we see what answers did you put. I will put them here in the page. Okay, so let's see the answers that you guys put. You, let's check the answers. Okay, the answers are very good, 10 out of 10. That's amazing because it shows that you guys understood the topic. Great. So these ones will be only for do to check against how well you guys are in this. So you for this exercise, you guys have to use might or might not in the spaces, or you guys have to wear any of these words that are here. So you guys can put it in the chat and then I will check it. You guys have 8 minutes to do this. At 8:30, we are going to come back to check it. Okay, so let's see. There is a great cloud in the sky. I think it rained. It rained. You television for half an hour after you tidied your room. You you might watch. I I I might borrow time. This is what you guys send me. So, okay. You you might not. So let's see your answers. You have 3 out of 10. Okay. So you need to keep seeing this subject. You need to keep repassing this. However, right now for this last activity, you guys have to do some production. This is the last activity. Create your own sentences with the modal verbs seen today. 4 sentences. Okay, you guys only have to do 4 sentences about the 4 modal verbs that we saw today that are might, could, can. Please write it in the chat. for me to read it, and then we will give an end to this class. You guys have 5 minutes. Okay, so the student tells me that I cannot send the sentences because they are working, that they must uh, do it after. Like they will send me their answers to this activity when they have the time to do it. So I will review them when they have the time. But this was the end of the class. Thank you so much for assisting today. And I will also be sending these links to the students that couldn't be here today. So I will be sending this link to them. And nothing, we will see each other on these Thursdays from 7 to 9 a.m. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And now, see you later. Bye bye.